You know what? What they're trying to do is minimize the amount of time that children will be in foster care, and that is a good objective.
At first glance, it seems Quebec's newly amended Youth Protection Act will accomplish this goal. The question is, at what cost? For some First Nations families with children in care, 1 year is not long enough to get their lives in order.
But if a woman has 15, 20 years of trauma, 1 year is not going to be sufficient enough for them to clean up their act, and these children will be adopted.
For many, the legislation has a familiar ring.
It's sort of reminiscent of the 60 scoop, and we're very concerned about that.
What we know from the research is that First Nations kids are not placed in culturally appropriate homes or non-Aboriginal homes that are deeply committed to respecting that child's cultural identity, then those children are really going to struggle as young people and later on as adults with their own sense of who they are and trying to raise their own children later on.
Not all Native adoptions have negative outcomes. Pete Devlin was adopted as a baby. He was taken out of the community of Betchoko, near Yellowknife in Northwest Territories, and raised in Ontario. Recently, he returned to the north to meet his family. It went very well.
But I sort of feel I got the best of both worlds now, because now I'm more into my culture now that I went back to Yellowknife. But, I was still raised, with all the white kids at the school, and, my parents are white.
Neguset says that cases like Devlin's are the exception rather than the rule.
Youth Protection used to put Native children into non-Native homes, and 89% of those adoptions failed. So if these adoptions start going through to non-Native homes, we can expect the same unless we're there to sort of be more involved.
Blackstock says special measures are needed to keep First Nations children in their home communities.
We need to deal with issues like housing and water and all those basics that families need to care for children. If we did those things, then families on reserve would have the same opportunity to look forward to their kids as other Canadians.
Neguset is putting together a committee that would oversee Native adoptions in Quebec. She wants to ensure that wherever children are placed, cultural sensitivity is the emphasis for these new families. Jessica McIntyre, APTN National News, Montreal.